I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero. Yeah, that's my superhero too. Yes. Okay, so today is World Teachers Day. So you'll be wondering why am I on a superhero costume? Yes, because I'm a super wonderful teacher. Yes, I'm a super wonderful teacher, and every great teacher out there is a super wonderful teacher. Okay, so before we go on, my name is Okoyemi Richardson Weibo, and you're welcome to Blue Bloom's Artwork channel. On my channel, I film on art and everything about it, and it's centered around children. If you're a subscriber, welcome again. I'm always so happy having you come back. Thank you so very much. And if you're new here, welcome. Sit back and enjoy what we have in store for you. Okay, so today's activity is to celebrate our wonderful teachers. It's a wonderful craft. So mommies and daddies, my cuties, please try your hands on this craft to celebrate that unique, wonderful, super awesome teacher you have. Okay, so my fellow teachers out there, this is an opportunity to celebrate one another. So you can also create this craft and present it to another teacher. So let's create the magic. Okay, let's create. A3 sized white paper for the envelope, A4 sized white card for the card, 7 inches by 7 inches blue sugar paper. So we have other sizes from 6 to 2. 2 inches by 2 inches, 1 inch by 1 inch sugar paper gold, thick card to raise the flower and the title tag, permanent markers, fluorescent markers, crayons, other markers, and then here your glue, scissors. Let's begin. Okay, so now fold the A4 sized white card into 2 halves. Fold properly, so press the folded parts so that it's folded properly. Now, after folding, lift something up, place it on the card so that it stays flat. Now it's time to create the flower. Let's make the flower. Okay, so we have the sizes from 7 inches by 7 inches. So now start with the biggest size. So you fold it into 2 halves. Remember the shape is a square. So you fold it into 2 halves and then you fold again into 2 halves. Now make sure you fold properly. Make sure you fold properly. Now the folding is very important. Now remember, it was a square, you folded into 2 halves, you made a smaller square. Now you fold in the diagonal form, that's the slanted line form. So you fold in the diagonal form, it makes a triangle. So when you fold into 2 halves but in the diagonal form to form a triangle. Now see, 2 halves, 2 halves, and then diagonal form 2 halves. So now when you do this, then you cut the triangle into 2. Now remember the parts you need is the part that has 2 sides folded. The part you're cutting off at the top has 1 side folded. So now you have this part. So now mark the shape of the flower petal. So that's the petal. You mark the shape. So it's sort of like a diamond if you follow the other side of the triangle. So now you cut. So let's cut. You can see the petal shape coming out. So you cut. Now remember, don't cut way to the end. Just cut from halfway. Now we unfold and our flower is ready. So this is a part of the flower. This is a petal. So now we do the same for the other sizes. Remember, fold, mark, and cut. So we have the 6 inches by 6 inches, 5 inches by 5 inches, 4 inches by 4 inches, 3 inches by 3 inches, 2 inches by 2 inches, 1 inch by 1 inch. So now when you're folded, we cut just the way we did with the first petal, which is a 7 inches by 7 inches. Now we have everything folded, marked, and cut. So now we spread it out Now we spread it out. Now can you see? It's the same format but different sizes. Good. So now for the very tiny one, the last two sides, you just cut the same way, but you try to use your scissors to cut through, because there's a way you need to ruffle it up when the flower is dry. So you just cut through the petals, but don't cut through to the center. Don't cut through to the center. Okay, good. So now the next thing is to fold each petal into equal half, or you use pencil to roll the tips. You can see the way the pencil rolled the tip, but I always prefer the folding of each petal into two halves. So you press it. Can you see what it forms? So it makes each petal unique. So make all the petals like that, and then our petals are ready. So now it's time to glue each petal together. So now let's glue the petals together. Now we start from the biggest. Now as you're putting it, make sure you invert it so the petals are not on the same side. That way you achieve the beautiful formation of the flower. So now you continue doing that, and then now it's time for the gold, which will be the okay, good. Next, good. So we have two petals left. We are going to use that for the center of the flower. So now glue that down, and then you glue the last petal. Good. So you leave that to dry. Now when that is done, let's pattern the front of the card. So we start with the border. Remember, it's a card, so you start with the border. You trace, remember the way we did with the guitar, the way we did with the the way we did with the pencil holder, the way we did with the sunglasses. So you draw your pattern, you trace and color. So now it's time to color. I love yellow. Yellow on white is always awesome, especially when you're using master art. Okay, so now I'm using the fluorescent marker, so it sort of like glows, so you use that to highlight the border. Okay, good. So now it's time for us to glue the flower to the card. So now use your hand to ruffle up the last two petals you glued to the center of the flower. Ruffle it up. Good. So now it's time for us to glue the flower to the card, like I said. So now apply the glue to the back of the flower. Now remember, we had a thick card at the beginning, so this is where we are using it. So you cut the thick card. Now we are going to glue the thick card to the back of the flower. Now this is to raise the flower from the surface. This allows the flower to be raised from the surface, so it sort of like gives it a relief effect. So now when you're done doing that, the next thing is to glue the title tag. So that's the strip where you're going to write the title. So now we have the black and the gold. So you glue the gold to the black, and then you glue the thick card to the back of the black card. So now apply glue the thick card. Now it also serves the same purpose here. It's just to raise the title tag, just to be on the same level with the flower. So when you're looking at the card, it's not flat. Okay, so now press down gently and properly so that it glues very well. So now it's time to write the title. So the title is World's Best Teacher. So write your title, and as always, trace. So now why you have to use pencil first is in case you make a mistake, you can easily use your eraser to clean it off. Okay, so now trace with a marker. We can use different colors. So for World's Best, world's best, we are using blue, and then for teacher, we are using red. Now it's time to pattern the background. Remember, don't leave it blank, don't leave it white. So it's time to pattern it. So we create leaf pattern around the flower, and then we trace, as always. We pen it, we trace it with the marker, and then we color. So you can choose any pattern you want. You can decide to even have smaller flowers around your 3D flower, the paper flower, your 3D paper flower. You can decide to have more leaves. You can decide to have even more petals, but 2D petals. So what I mean by 2D petals is the petals you draw on the card itself and not the 3D paper flower you made. Okay, so but remember, when you draw, you trace, you add colors. You add colors. So for ours here, we decided to use the fluorescent marker to add glow to the lines. Okay. So now, so we decided to add art shapes around the world's best teacher. Definitely my world's best teacher is the teacher I love the most. So use the art shape and then draw, yes, trace and color. So now our card is ready, but not fully ready. So we don't want to leave the white, so we decided to add the blue. Now the idea of using the blue is just like sort of like represent the sky. So we are using that to sort of like represent the sky. Yes, flower, leaves, and then the sky. So color your background. You can also you can decide to choose another color based on what you're trying to use your card to communicate or to tell your teacher. So add your background, but make sure you color your background. That just makes your work complete. Okay, good. This is so beautiful. So we added the dark blue to just add some create light and shade. Awesome. So our card is ready. Our card is ready. Very, very ready. Okay, now we now go to the inner part of the card. So we have the world's best teacher. Now you don't give your card without the message inside the card. So now we go inside the card. So now draw your pattern, create a border for your message. Remember, you draw, you trace. You draw, you trace. You draw, you trace. So when done, remember, now, like I said, then design the inner part of the card. So create your design, create the border. Now, then pick up your marker, trace. Now remember, this serves as the border around your message. So you trace it. The T, we decided to use the T to represent teacher. So now write your message. Remember, it's advisable you write using your pencil. So in case you make a mistake, then you can correct your mistake. So now we decided to write thank you. Thank you for being a wonderful teacher. So, and then we have the name of the teacher. So you can also add the name of your teacher, or probably you're making it for your fellow teacher, so you can write the name of that fellow teacher. So now trace with the marker. Trace with the marker. You can use different colors, just the way we did here. So trace thank you for one color being one color wonderful teacher, another color, and then we decided to add the fluorescent marker to add the glow to it. So then we have the name of the teacher just way below the a wonderful teacher. Now don't forget to write your name. So definitely, if you're giving a card or a gift to someone, you want to have your name on it to show that it is coming from you. So on the other side of the card, write your name from, then your name. So we have from Oluwasemilore here. Okay, good. So now when you make a creation, you sign your name on it, just like we see the normal greeting cards. So write your name at the back, made by, and then your name. So we can see the inner part is ready, the back is ready, the front is ready. Now it's time for us to make the envelope. So now what you do with the envelope is the A3 paper. So lay it down, place your card on it, and leave 1 inch on one side, turn it over, and then fold the excess flap. Now bring it out and fold properly. Run your finger over it, fold it properly. Now you apply glue at the end and glue the flaps. Good. So now when you do that, the pocket is done, but we need to seal one end. So put back the card into it to be sure to confirm it fits and it's not too tight. Now bring it out, lay it on the envelope. Now fold the lower bottom just 1 inch up, and then the remaining flap above it, that's on top, you fold it also. So now when you're done doing that, it's time for us to cut. Now because we don't need the 2 flaps, we need just 1 flap on top, 1 flap at the bottom. So put your hand into the envelope to make a pocket. Just cut through a bit the part you folded. Do the same for the one on top. Now fold it back gently and cut off. Now when you're cutting off, cut on the side you glued. That's the part that has the flap you glued on the side. So cut it off, cut 1 flap above on top, and cut 1 flap at the bottom. Now the bottom side is where we need to glue the flap. So glue the flap at the bottom. Now when you're gluing gently, please glue gently so that the glue doesn't run into the envelope. So that when you're done doing this, we need the flap on top, because when you put your card into the envelope, you use the flap on top to cover it. So that's done. Awesome. So now let's make our envelope a surprise package. So draw a smiley, or is it a surprise face, or is it a heart shape you want to draw? So draw something on your envelope, make it unique, make it special, and then write a message, probably surprise, or it's for you, or you're special, or thank you, or probably you draw a smiley giving a hug, big hugs. So you color the smiley to make it complete. Remember, finished. Make sure you always finish your work. So when you're done doing that, color the eyes, color the face, and you can see the inner part of the card is ready, complete. The front complete. Awesome. So now when you want to give this to your teacher, you put back in the envelope. So wow, this is so nice, and we are very sure that when you give this to your teacher is going to be so happy. So done, our card is ready. Back. Yes, that was awesome, right? We sure did enjoy that activity. A minute, let me look at my gift again. Wow, such a wonderful craft, right? Such a wonderful activity. Wow, I really feel so loved. World's best teacher. Wow, I love the flowers. Yes, did we enjoy cutting the flower? It's awesome. We would definitely enjoy trying our hands on it. And also the folding technique is one awesome skill that we will also enjoy learning. Okay, now I love my envelope too. Yeah, it sure will make yours unique, right? Okay, please, my fellow teachers out there, please have it at the back of your mind that as a teacher, what you do every day is you inspire hope, you ignite the imagination, and you instill the love of learning. Please don't ever forget that. And that is one thing that makes us unique, that makes us superheroes. So tell yourself out today that I'm a superhero. Okay. Happy World Teachers Day!